Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Talkin Town. My name's Adam, and I'm joined by a lovely host of hosts today. We have Steven, Michael, and the Iowa Ankeny Planetary Qualifier Finalist today, Erik. As always, Steven, how's your day going?
Yeah, we're halfway through the week.
Yes, we are, because it is actually a Wednesday. We're recording this, recording and live right now on Twitch. Michael, how's your day?
Good. Equally middle of the week.
You know what? That is how time works. That is pretty nice.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
I guess that's
thanks
not
for making me sound like a jackass, but aside from that, I'm doing pretty good. I'm What?
No, nothing. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say just like generally, yeah, it's Wednesday. Swoolily though, I'm just stuck on how do I make Kira not bad?
Oh,
And that's been my whole week.
I hate to tell it to you, but
that's one of the great mysteries of the universe these days.
Yeah.
And Erik, how's your day going?
Good. It's Friday for me. I'm off tomorrow.
I'm jealous.
Not middle of the week.
That sounds wonderful right now. I'm gonna go cry for the next 16 hours of the next 2 days. So I saw you have a cat. What's the cat's name?
Zoe.
Okay.
She doesn't like people, so here she is.
Special. You know what? I wish my cat. Oh, I guess my cats don't. They do, but they don't. One's really afraid, but he's also very fat. So
that's this one, but not very fat.
That's fair.
Just afraid.
Yeah,
just afraid.
We got a lot to go over today. Dude, man. Cats get the shit end of so much stuff, but they are the embodiment of absorbing like all of the emotions.
Man, I love cats. Laura is very depressingly allergic.
That is pretty sad.
Like very allergic. Otherwise we would have cats, but they're douchebags and they're less great.
Yeah,
they not to show off my cat's butthole, by the way, so I keep on turning.
Oh, you're fine.
What about your cat's butthole? That is.
She keeps on trying to show it off.
What a podcast! What a podcast we have for you guys.
New thumbnail.
Not. It's a whole new word for pounce too. It's a whole different world.
I do not have a loth cat, but I always have wanted an orange cat.
You did have a loth cat in your deck this weekend, right?
Maybe three.
All right, and that's a good segue to our not sponsored because this is not Linus Tech Tips. To what we did this last weekend as a group. We were, well, for most of us in this call, we were at not most actually, statistically even. We were at a planetary qualifier here in Ankeny, over in Ankeny, Iowa. Erik, you were the finalist and runner-up to Mickey D, Manold with Quinlan Voss. But let's start back at the very beginning of the day. What were you playing against, and what were you playing first of all?
I was playing Kazuda Security Complex. Halfway through Sunday before the PQ, I was playing Han Blue. I was going to do the Han 2 Blue. Then we were playing Kazuda, and I'm like, I'll just play. Everybody said play it, so I did. Just want to thank Erik for the Kazuda meta. You're welcome, by the way. It was actually in my trilogy deck originally, then not my trilogy deck. I just left it together and enjoyed playing it. So it was thanks trilogy for getting me a second place.
Hey, that's
I want to point something out, Erik. You specifically told me you weren't going to play it when we were playing on Thursday because you had bad luck if you played the deck too close to the event, but it worked out. So maybe Kazuda is just your guy.
We need to find a new deck for next month. The 40 minutes in between each game is worse than playing a control deck.
No way.
It is. I would rather have that grind.
All right. I guess don't play an aggro deck then.
Yeah,
yeah. All right. I don't know what to tell you there, man.
I wanted to fall asleep and drink a Red Bull in between every round. It was bad.
That's wow. Yeah. I mean, In between
I guess
rounds.
you've gone to time on a number
Yeah.
of them, but not like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's wild. Okay.
I
So,
went back to
just
PAL
proceed.
PCL. It sounds like.
Yeah, we'll just proceed
Yeah, I
forward.
was gonna say this is our local PALP 1 ECL player, everybody. So this man knows control, and you play.
I don't think he was the
blue.
local PALP 1 ECL player. I think he was the only PALP 1 ECL player.
True. No, that's not true. I played it at a PQ, but he's the one. He's the one who gave me the inspiration. So thank you.
Cool.
And how'd you do at that PQ?
We're gonna move on. What was your? So, Swiss. You want to talk about it? How did it go? Where did you begin? Where did you get to?
I probably got paired up the best matches I could have. To be honest, I didn't get the data bolts. I had a bunch of 25 health bases that I played into, which is all you want on aggro, and I had 128 health base throughout the whole day. Started off into a Sabine ECL. It was close, but luckily the guy wasn't expecting the pounce.
Yeah.
Not many people were. The one of the closest games, and I ended up playing Jess twice. Sorry if you're watching this, Jess. Hopefully you're enjoying the deck now. But I beat the PO ECL twice. Also ended up playing into game 3 would have been.
Oh, she's in chat.
Oh, there she. Welcome. We don't talk about Swiss. Oh no.
No.
Sorry, Jess.
Well, wait, humorously or
she might be crying. Game our first match.
Jesus Christ.
Our first match was a little rough on her hand. She has 17 turn 1 plays and she didn't draw one.
That's all right. I've actually played PO Blue, PO Yellow, and PO ECL. That would be the most frustrating thing you could think of. So I don't blame her for being angry about that one.
Was this PO Data Vault or?
No, ECL.
OECL.
Oh, ECL.
Yeah.
Plays like Sabine, but in the space.
Right, but spacier. Yeah.
A lot spacier.
Yeah, much spacier.
Much spacier. I ended up playing against another PO ECL later in the day against Lucy. That one was close as well. She actually is one of the only 2 games I lost to until the finals. And that was in the top 4. I played that one and in the Swiss. We played Jess in top 8 and in Swiss with that PO ECL. Then I also played against a Gar-Saxon Data Vault. No, Gar-Saxon ECL. Sorry, ECL.
Yeah.
That was probably the most thinking game I had to have. But he was so afraid of the pounce in game 2. I opened up with a Lothcat, and he powered the dark side of the Lothcat in game 2. He was so afraid of that 6 damage pounce. That was his fault.
I mean,
Crazy.
He was a really nice guy. I played him in Swiss as well.
He was awesome.
Yeah. So your Swiss run, you played Jess. Who else did you end up playing? And what other decks? If you remember.
That was the Gar ECL. And I'm
so you got
open up the
Sabine, PO, Gar, literally all ECL.
All ECL. And
4 of this.
There was an Anakin Blue Force. That one just seemed mildly easy, I guess. There's not much he could do because he was ground force heavy and I just went into the space.
Fair.
One of the games he opened up into space heavy, and then I'm running 14 creatures in this deck. In game 2, I just went straight ground as soon as he played a Jedi Starfighter because I could not play anything without it dying because of Anakin. So I went Lothwolves, Ogdo Bogdos, Kazuda on the ground, Lothcats on the ground, my Curious Flock on the ground, and he resourced everything that was ground, it seemed like. And I played a Leia. Leia's very spicy because you can ready a resource and play another 2-drop on turn 3 or resource 3. And I just was 5 wide on resource 4, and there's not much he could do against that after that. So, yeah.
If I looked at your list and didn't know, like, Leia would catch me so off guard, like, you'd just break my ankles. Like, if this was an important game of any sport, there'd be no, like, the exhaust into also the reset being useful in your deck is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I would say most of the time I use her to reset a resource, unless I'm behind. And then it's just the annoying exhaust, where the Lothcat is the straight up exhaust. So,
Fair.
couple cards I'd get away from though. That charging Philac, whatever it is.
Phalanx?
Yeah, whatever it is. There's no N in there.
Oh, I don't know them.
I would know that thing.
I maybe played that card once all weekend. It was in the top 8, but it's a nice hidden card that if you have a breaking in to get through their sentinels or something, it's there. But I'd maybe sideboard it instead.
That's fair.
So
I'd say it's like
really depressing stats for.
Yeah,
it is.
It has hidden, correct?
It is hidden and ambush.
It's so
you can
interesting.
get rid of like a Sabine, and then it takes 2 damage, but it's hidden. So it's to attack with a pounce next turn.
Kind of a nice little checkmate piece, though, like hidden in, But so I know because obviously I was there, but you went 5-0 in Swiss. We had 6 rounds, and then your tie for the day was against our other teammate Daniel, who was on Pia Red. So didn't have to you're basically you went undefeated throughout Swiss and ended up first seed. We had 63 players.
3.
Yeah. So quite literally just maxed out almost, which was really cool because I know that this is immediately following Worlds. So I thought we would all be kind of slowing down, but then we had almost 20 people show up to this PQ. Or 15. Yeah, some crazy number. It was awesome. And getting you guys both up there at the undefeated record was just really cool.
Actually, I was 5-0-1 in Swiss because I was 5-0, and I drew my final match, because there's only 6 rounds.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Ended up going 7-0 or 7-1-1 in the end of the day.
Gotcha.
That's pretty great.
It was.
4 total losses.
I had played you on that deck about a week prior because we were testing the Piet deck, and you were just kind of messing around, and then out of nowhere, Ogdo Bogdo had a gun and hit me for 7, and I really didn't enjoy that very much. So, thank you. I think I don't know.
You're welcome. If you're looking to play that deck, 14 creatures, 15 if you count onto Pilot as a pump, 15 pumps.
I know, is the list public right now? I'm assuming it is.
It is.
Yeah,
it is on Melee.
It is. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
on Metastat or Swim Metastat.
It's on Metastat.
Well.
True. So we can follow it up from there. I'll probably just throw it down below if you're cool with that. I already know Kazuda Aggression also won APQ this weekend, which is cool to see it be successful in other areas. Overall, the event that weekend was awesome. Getting to watch you go from top 8 to top 4 and into the finals. Sorry, Jess. Was just cool to root on a teammate. To play against a guy who's unfortunately knocked out several of the Omaha folks out of contention. He got both Daniel knocked out in top 8 and you in the finals, but it was really cool to see. On top of that, the undefeated run, and what did you feel about the meta this weekend or this past weekend, Erik? How did you like?
Honestly, I'm surprised we didn't see more 4-star Tarkentown.
More Quinlan's, basically.
Quinlan's, Han 2. There's 2 Han 2s, a Han 1 green and 1 blue.
That's fair.
There
Those
was
wouldn't
a
be
few.
Tarkentown, though.
No, but there's only a few 4-star decks. There's only a few.
Oh, you mean Force
Thousand
Throw
decks.
and Tarkin, not the combo. Yeah.
Not the combo. Yeah, there was a few Mother Thousands there, but not as many as I expected.
She's not been played nearly as
No.
much as you'd expect. Yeah,
Wasn't much
Mhm.
I think she
Kylo. I don't.
struggles a lot against all the villainy blue, or
very
green
much
No.
blue.
so.
I don't think there was a single Kylo Tarkin town.
There was
There
There was.
yeah. I know Daniel played him. I think Larson also I don't know if there was one or two, but I know that
I know there
Larson
was a
and Daniel
data vault
both
in the
played
top
him.
8.
Yes, there was one data vault in the top 8. It was cool to see. Like, I know you played against 2 PO ECLs in the top 8, but I think that's just cool that there was 2 there in the first place.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and so there was the 2 PO ECLs in the top 8. I was their only 2 losses in the Swiss.
okay.
So they were 4-1 due to me.
or did they tie?
One of them ended up, I think they both ended up IDing in the last round.
Oh, okay.
And then I beat them in the top 8 as well.
Really?
There were so many people that ID'd that last round, though, that it was a flip of a coin on who got in, who didn't get in. But
Yeah, it was very like on the spot. That's what 6 rounds is kind of weird about, but also like we did technically could have had an undefeated. So it was it ended appropriately, but also I don't know. One more round would solve these tie issues quite a bit, but it would also drag the day on. In what was already, in my opinion, a very well run event. The judges were awesome. The judges were, they really. I don't think there was a lot of issues that drug on. Rounds ended appropriately. They just seemed like they had it all together. We had a large amount of people there in a I think it was a college center. I don't really know, but it was pretty cool. FFA, yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. But
oh, so you just ended up IDing into top 8, so that was cool. Every time I've been to Iowa, it doesn't matter for 1Ks, PQs, it's always a good time. Although I'm a Husker fan, kind of, because I don't really watch football, but you know what? Going there for Star Wars is worth it. So.
And I don't care.
We'll see again in 3 weeks.
Football.
Yeah, there will be quite the same. There will be quite a few of us back there in a few weeks to run it back, hopefully.
I will be coming to that one.
Let's say, will all 4 of us be there this time?
Steven, Steven's not making that one either? Okay. No, I'll be.
So it's a 3 out of 4 situation.
Yeah,
I just don't want to run into Mac.
I believe I can make is the one in Kansas City in October.
Oh, ooh.
Say, I probably won't be making this one either, but we'll see as we get closer. So
I won't be making the Lincoln PQ anymore.
Really?
No.
Why?
Sam and I are gonna go to a Galaxy Con over in Des Moines.
Oh yeah, you're gonna go get your Star Wars stuff signed.
Cool.
Yeah, we're gonna go get some Ahsoka stuff signed by voice actor of Ahsoka.
I was gonna say they had they have Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Ahsoka, right?
And Ahsoka.
Yeah.
And Obi-Wan is the voice of Titus in Final Fantasy X as well.
Oh,
my man Titus.
Today I learned.
Oh,
yeah.
Voice of Ratchet from Ratchet and the Clank, Obi-Wan.
Oh wow.
Really?
Yeah. You guys are welcome.
Hey man, anything Star Wars is something I'm good with. We had a lot of stuff go on this weekend in regards to other PQs as well. I guess Steven, I'll just start with you. I mean, I know you're kind of observing. You weren't there this weekend, but how do you feel the meta is kind of looking right now?
I think we can all say that or agree that the meta is pretty balanced. I know there are a lot of people that are still on the anti-force throw train, which is fine, but I think we're at least getting a lot of just variety still, even if we see a lot of common cards among lists. But just the fact that we're seeing different leaders and potentially varying bases as well is nice. I think maybe the one gripe that a lot of people are maybe saying is the rise of or the resurgence of Talkin Town. Feels like Talkin Town's coming back up relatively big. I think part of that being just Quinlan, I think, is just almost kind of like the biggest winner, at least right now. It's the stock has gone up the most. And I think like Towson's probably the biggest loser in terms of stock. Not saying that it's bad, but it just seems like people aren't high on it nearly to the same extent that they used to be. And I think there's just a lot of fear with some of the rising data vault stuff.
No, that makes total sense. And I'm sure Michael's got some stats to produce otherwise for Towson, because I know you had just mentioned Towson's kind of falling off the train, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very little Towson this last weekend. Surprisingly, too, like based on the fact that it won the biggest event in Star Wars Unlimited history so far, right? The first Galactic Championship. There's like, you would expect a lot of people to be playing it, but no, not really. And its win rate is not. I mean, it's positive, but it's not topping the charts by any means, which I think is interesting. I'd say for my opinion on what Steven said there, I would mostly agree with that. I think Quinlan looks really interesting because it's like, I don't know for those who played Hearthstone, but like, there's a specific deck I'm thinking of as a priest deck that was just very consistent. It's just like a very consistent deck. It doesn't boast like crazy win rates or anything, but it's just consistently good,
Yeah.
and it just deletes Han because of Talkin Town. I think that's the other big thing.
I am
Like,
all
I really
cheap.
do. I think that's a big reason that Talkin Town's a thing.
I think Quinlan is one of the most interesting decks because I think way back when we were still in set 4, right? We'd have an event and you'd see the deck list, or not the deck list, but the leader base, win rate, loss rate, and when you look at the Quinlan stuff against everything, the win rate versus practically every meta deck was below 50%, and you're like, how is Quinlan a top deck if it is below a 50% win rate? And it's just like, well, the players that are good at Quinlan are just good at Quinlan, and you have a bunch of these other players that aren't using it to the same level.
Well, I think on top of that, Quinlan gets a lot worse if he's the target of the meta. Like when he was the top dog, he just fell off. But when he's kind of on the sidelines, I think he plays very, like, that style of deck plays very well into decks that are not built or teching against him.
Yeah,
because he is like a deck that wants to tech into other people instead.
So a good example of literally that situation was like Daniel played, Mickey, the eventual, or Mac, whichever one you want to go by, was in top 8, and Daniel and I were talking about it. It's Kira on 4 can brick, if assuming the Piet deck that we all kind of cooked up this weekend can ramp appropriately and get to his deploy, it'll cook, or it'll just stop whatever Piet's trying to do that turn, assuming he only has one playable capital ship. And it becomes this unfortunate scenario that if you're playing a deck that plays on curve and only on curve, Kira plus Force Throw or Pillage becomes this abomination that you can't...
Yeah, like just bricks you, right?
Yeah, it's just another thing that you can't always be prepared for. So it's hard to do. Quinlan is some decks can play around him better, especially low to the ground stuff if you can. But
what I think is really interesting is the like meta share changes this week. So many of the decks that got... Let me start that sentence over again because that was not good. So many of the decks that are seeing a popularity increase this weekend from last weekend rather are Data Vault decks.
yes,
Which is really interesting. Yeah. So like Boba Data Vault, that the win rate on that deck is ridiculous for how little it's played. I'm firmly on the train that I don't understand why people aren't playing that deck more. Iden Data Vault went up a bunch.
Hmm.
Poe Data Vault. Luke
Luke
Thor
Data Vault
Data
is
Vault.
rough.
Yeah.
That
That's
is good.
rough. Yeah. Kylo Data Vault is becoming more and more of a thing instead of ECL. Makes me wonder what other Data Vault, like if Kira Data Vault can be a thing, because the
Again.
ECL version sure as shit cannot.
I
I'll tell you
feel
that
like
much.
if I ran into a Data Vault at all, I may have not made the top 8 because I probably would have trickled down into another one. I have, yeah. That Data
Yeah.
Vault would have probably slowed Kazuda down enough, any aggro deck down enough to get off curve.
They were
That makes sense. That totally makes
everywhere
sense. Yeah.
on Saturday. There was,
Especially an Iden Data Vault. Oh,
yeah.
That's
That was the deck that we had kind of hoped to like see more of as Piet, because it's just this. It feels pretty favorable from our experience so far, but at the same time, there was also a ton of aggro. There was everything on Saturday. In reality, I bet you it was fairly even if we broke down the statistics for that event.
I want to say
very interestingly, just in general over the whole like set 5 meta, right? Not just this weekend specifically. If we look at like tier 1 and tier 2 decks, they're it's just like it's a huge variety. You have Kylo Tarkin Talon, Boba Data Vault, Palpatine Colossus, Iden Data Vault, Luke Thor Data Vault, Yoda Red, Poe ECL, Quinlan Tarkin Town, Sabine ECL. Like, I mean, that's like the whole gambit right there.
Mhm.
And then, like even Krennic ECL is
If you are a blue villain leader,
stuff, you know.
ECL is getting stapled to you for a little bit. So
I'm not sure if that's true. I would have to disagree.
oh, okay.
I have been in the workshop on the ECL blue green villain train, and boy, do you just get deleted by anything that isn't the Force decks.
Fair. That's fair. Data Vault.
So I don't know. I don't
yeah.
know if I agree. I hope you're right because I like ECL blue green villain. That's like where I want to be. But every time I played a Data Vault version of the same thing, like I took Kylo and I just swapped Data Vault in and put 10 more cards in and was like, oh, this is just way better. And then I
Yep.
did the same with Kira and I was like, oh yeah, this is just way better. Great. And then yeah.
Plus, it gives you game
So I don't know.
into the blue-green mirror. You know, I was
Yeah.
talking to Steven the other night about it because we were just kind of scrolling through SWU Competitive Hub. It's like every event is being closed by a Tarkin Town deck, a Data Vault deck, and then here and there is like a Force deck or
I
a
agree.
maybe a yellow base because it's Vader. So it's definitely an interesting time post Worlds because everybody would have just assumed that these decks were dead. You know, we did not see them for into the Han 2 meta, where he's still an actual incredibly good deck, but the meta is now trying to deal with both him and Quinlan and Iden and Sabine, because Sabine is still there, and any version of aggro that goes space, which there's quite a few of now. Darn you, Erik, for introducing more of them along with that Han player at Worlds.
The Han, honestly, the Poes and the Lukes that were there. There was a Luke Data Vault there that was pretty scary.
Yeah, that's a matchup I don't want to.
Crazy.
Yeah,
it is very. I know that was a deck that I remember going into Galactics. Like, what do I do here? Because I feel like the likelihood of playing one was high, but yeah, it's plays like an aggro deck, but at the same time isn't.
Some of the meta, while looking through the SWU meta stats tier list here, those Data Vault decks, just looking at between the Palpatine Colossus and Iden Data Vault. Yeah, your Iden since Worlds, Iden's been there's 55 decks played in competitive tournaments. 18% of those decks have made top 8.
Yeah,
if I'm reading
it's
this
like
right.
Iden or
yeah,
for
it's
Data Vault decks.
Data Vault, Iden Data Vault.
Iden Data Vault.
Your Palpatine
it is
Colossus.
a huge conversion rate for Iden. Yeah.
42 decks, 9.5% of Palpatine Colossus has made the top 8 cuts. I mean, between
I know,
Iden
I'm
and
not gonna
Palpatine, you're
lie.
making up 27% of top 8s.
Yeah, that's
I've been
bananas.
considering the Palp Colossus, to be honest with you. I think
I
really
think it's
like
very well
the
positioned.
things that it.
I may have played it for the first time yesterday against it, and I got my butt kicked, but a Night Sister Warrior into a Palpatine or a Owen Lars into the Palpatine is just nuts, drawing 2 cards for 1 action.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's disgusting.
Yeah, that
I-
right, and
And you
that's what
can-
I love about it. It
Yeah,
literally is the epitome of being able to gain card advantage. You're not getting punished by the Colossus, so you have the extra health, and like you actually have built-in restore now, which is nice.
And Owen Lars plays for 1, dies for 1,
Yep.
and you get 2
I like
cards.
that. Yeah, I like that. I will
Yeah.
say I would have a lot of concern about him into this like growing space meta though. The
Yeah,
space aggro stuff, like that would be concerning to me because I don't think he beats
No.
Poe ECL, right? Like that's not happening.
I don't think he beats any of them. He would lose game 1 probably like 90% of the time to me. And then if there's
That would be
anything
my
he could
assumption.
swap, that I would be impressed.
I know. I ran Eager Escort Fighters. It kills most things because it kills Falcons.
That's a very useful
True,
card
but
for
like
sure.
it's like your one thing, and then you're just like kind of holding your pants until you deploy on
Right.
8.
But if you
And
Owen
pray.
and draw 2 effectively, then you will have it, right?
There's that
I
too.
know.
yeah.
Owen has to draw a force card though, not a fighter.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
But
And
you're
it-
still
you could
effectively
shuffle
going.
your Eager Escort Fighter onto the bottom, which would suck.
You're hoping to draw your Vader, either of your
Yeah.
Vaders, and then timely in that Vader, kill whatever they got.
I would just make sure never to give them a ground target. That's all you have to kind of focus on. It's hard to do, but
That's
it's
the trick. Yeah.
that was my out for the Vader or for the Gar ECL matchup is Piet. I just never deployed.
Yeah.
I
Don't
lost
go
like
ground. Yeah.
yeah, but
No, 100% agree. So like, as the resident guy who plays that exact thing and just wants to Vader ECL people, just don't go ground, and then I'm just sad because I just have Vaders in my hand and I'm looking at them and I'm like, well, these are very pretty.
yeah, they just become a dead card. I mean,
They're
there's
just there.
if you have like a turn to spare, they're not a bad play by any means because you'll just play it and then claim. But
No, but you don't have a turn to spare is the problem.
yeah, you shouldn't. Not if the aggro player is like on the foot or on the pedal.
Right, exactly.
So I'm gonna take your guys' guesses. We have another week of PQs. We have like another month and a half of PQs, which is kind of crazy to me. This week coming up, what do you think is going to be around the bend? Like, what is going to be the deck that gets the most results this next weekend? Everybody thinks Boba Data Vault is on the cusp of being the best deck right now, just because of results being it won the biggest PQ this weekend. I don't think people are going to build to beat Boba Data Vault, but we got to look for some kind of Data Vault answer is how I feel.
I honestly think this upcoming week, if you want to put your reps into Han 2 Blue, I think that it's going to be the perfect time to kind of just cut in and be able to do well because Talzin seems to be on the decline. I don't know exactly how your matchup against all the other Data Vault decks are going to be, and if it's going to be that significant. But I think there's a lot of just I don't want to say scary aggro, but
a wide variety. Like
you've got a wide variety of random aggro-esque decks that I think just play differently enough that you can't prep for it. And I think just Han 2 just kind of plays well into a lot of that. I think probably the scariest one for it might be Gar. But that's in my opinion. And this is also going into the understanding that you're actually, if you're well prepped on Han 2 Blue, I think you have a lot of room to succeed there. Especially with Boba Data Vault too, because I think you probably beat Boba Data Vault.
It's just a race, isn't it? At that point, I mean, I
Yeah,
guess you
kinda,
have
but you
you've
get an
Yeah.
earlier deployed leader. You get
Okay.
restore built in with your stuff. So
true.
And
That's
you
fair.
don't care if you just dump all the indirect damage onto Han's butt. Like, it
My
doesn't matter.
my
He has a 6
concern,
butt and you just... Nobody cares.
my other concern with that is the Tarkin towns still floating around. Like you said, though, there's probably going to be an uptick in Quinlan, but I don't think there's going to be an uptick in good Quinlan players. That deck does take quite a bit of
yeah,
repetition. So
I agree
and
with that. Yeah.
from what I understand, Han 2 isn't necessarily an easy matchup for Quinlan either. It can be relatively tricky. There's very particular lines, particularly with the opener, that I think now that we know, which is if you're Quinlan, you kind of just have to pass, and then Han, just so you can play around Grogu, because if you don't have the out to Grogu, you just kind of lose. So you just have to pass and hope they don't have it. So
yeah, the
Excel.
Grogu start, man. People, it's another one of those things like you just kind of forget about that it exists, that you have to be aware of, like at all times. It's just so good. Same with Ogdo
the
Bogdo.
other thing too is, right. I mean, I don't think it's completely out of the question either, especially if you, well, Ogdo's Ogdo's probably better against some of the control lists if they don't have power, but I was like, you could easily just substitute in more 2-drops with Han, maybe just start playing at ease. So
Definitely.
I definitely think that you've got some flexibility there if Tarkin Town's that much of a problem.
Well, but so, I mean, if it's Quinlan, though, and you sub in Addies, they're just going to...
Kill it turn
What?
1 still, assuming
Yeah.
Yeah,
you'll play the pass game.
anyways.
Well, that's where you have to play the pass game, and I think
True.
as Han 2, I think you're fine with.
I think that makes sense.
I think you want to pass as Han, turn 1 against Quinlan, because turn 3, I think they have just much worse options. I don't think the 3-drops that they have are like the greatest. I think it's like Gorilla Soldier, and then you have Falcon, but they probably don't want to play Falcon because they'd have to bounce back to hand. Or you have Red 3, which is decent, but I think there's just less.
Or Jedi Knight, some lists have been playing too.
Yeah, I saw
So
that.
that when they get the initiative, they get to ping, which is nice.
Yep.
Which is crazy. I was talking with one of our local Quinlan players, and he was like, "Yeah, that or not local, one of the KC Quinlan players." He was like, "Yeah, that thing's spicy. Only an Australian could come up with that one."
Yeah, I think that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you just put in Secretive Sage then.
Yeah. Maybe.
True.
Speaking of Secretive Sage, you know what I think might be slightly, I don't know if it's going to be on the uptick of people playing it, but of playability, I think Gar ECL
Oh, I hope it pops up. It's a cool
is
deck.
something that to watch
So they're
for,
gonna
because
see
it does really good into Han, right? It does very good into Quinlan, and it does decent into aggro, but it gets really dumped on by the
Gar
data
does
vault
well
stuff.
into Quinlan.
Yeah, because of the shields and stuff.
Who's sketchy FPS over here?
I mean,
It's
so
Larson.
so I have been playing an
Oh.
extensive amount of Quinlan. That's kind of like the deck that I've been playing, just because I'm kind of comfortable with where I'm at with Ray, so I just haven't been playtesting it. Plus, I also have a huge break before I actually have to play something competitive. But in my experience, I've been fine, absolutely fine with the Gar matchup.
Really?
Yep. It's been
Interesting.
fine. Like sure you don't get to kill their thing, but like so much of what Gar does is it needs just that little extra chip damage it gets from having the shield. And when you just ping the shield off immediately, it actually
They just kind of like lose value from their leader.
yeah, they lose part of the value. Like, and then they're just a lot of times like they have 2/2s. Obviously, if it may be different if they go like Gar Greedo turn 1, because it's just a lot of damage. But if they do that, you should have
You mean Krennic?
initiative, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I think you make a really
Is-
good point there.
What's up,
Is
Eric?
Krennic
who's
I'm
to say?
actually-
I could be wrong, right? I could just not be
So-
playing good.
No,
Good, Gar
we
players.
know this information, and I just looked it up, and I'm actually wrong. Gar has a 43% win rate into Quinlan.
Is
Okay.
Krennic the
I'm not
answer into
crazy.
Quinlan?
Yeah, I was gonna
Krennic
say,
won.
I was like, I think Quinlan does fine in Gar.
Oh, are you saying
And the
Krennic
fact
leader?
we haven't re-
Krennic leader into Quinlan. He pings you, you get damage.
They probably just
Well,
don't ping then.
all 27 Krennic players.
Krennic data vault.
We should get a
no.
information from him.
Krennic data vault.
I don't know. See, I'm also considering the Iden data vault. Go back to my roots from set 1, but
Oh.
I hated
Ah,
that meta.
yeah.
Hey, I remember your
I-
Iden red though.
again.
That was
I would be
that was
very
before I
pissed
knew
off
you.
about
Oh man. Oh,
Iden
what a
Tarkin
time.
Town?
No.
I always play at ECL though.
There's a few lines within Gar ECL that I think could help that matchup, just because I played it a decent amount at the beginning of the set, because I was like, making Vader ECL in for 6 is fantastic. Or 6 damage plus his, pop them ability. Yeah. We'd have to actually troubleshoot it and sit down, because I think I could do it, get through that, but be interesting.
Maybe we'll have to go into the dungeon for a bit and figure it out, because I've been kind of considering the Gar ECL train. Yeah.
So I know what was the suggestions you guys thought that? What do you think? What's going to hit this week? We're going to speed run this one real quick. Steven, what was your final answer for that?
I think one of the most interesting choices would be on 2.
On 2? Okay.
If you've got the on it.
That's fair. I think it's a good counterbalance week to everyone was picking on it, and hopefully they're not now, but we'll see how things get targeted. Michael, what do you think?
And well, I think I might do the obvious answer, but I think we're going to see more Boba Data Vault.
Okay.
I think we're just going to see more space. And I think he's kind of the, I don't know, linchpin of that at the moment.
I think his indirect damage is something people are still having to remember, but aren't doing well enough. So, and Mr. Finalist, how do you feel?
Looking at some of these results as of while we were talking, I'm going to go with a data vault deck. I'm going to probably say, I can't decide between this, honestly, looking at this Iden or this Palpatine results. Out of the 7 PQs, I feel like they're going to win 3 out of the 7. Some form of data vault, blue, green villainy.
I'm going to be really sad if you're right. But you know what? We'll put it down and we'll remember this one for next week. We'll make a note of this somewhere, somehow.
Well, the brilliant thing about this is it's being recorded.
This is very true.
It's written in stone.
It is. Once on the internet, always on the internet, right? But yeah, we can move on to the next topic. Earlier today, did all of you catch the recap by chance?
Gosh, no. I worked.
I did. It was the first one I caught semi-live.
That's fair.
I also
paused
worked.
halfway through.
I was working. Oh, Daniel's got your back on it too, Eric. FFG did a Galactic Champion recap video. They talked about their new community manager. They talked about the total participation number for the event, which eclipsed 10,000 people. 3,000 of which were playing Star Wars in one aspect or another that weekend. Just some incredible statistics for what would be the our first biggest event, or the biggest event the game will probably have every year. Oh, I hope so. That makes the most sense. I put all the words in my head and they came out like a scrambled egg. Okay.
Well, it hit me what you said there after a minute.
Yeah, it hit me I worked. Yeah. Remember?
Right. So did I. Yeah, I actually didn't even watch the thing. So.
Something we had been talking about for the last couple weeks here is Force Throw getting banned? To which they said no, which is you know, I am okay with it. I have to like still like take it in and be like, all right, we're still just living with the thing, so at least it's not as bad as it like felt at the beginning of this meta, where it was just, you know, the 2 force throw turns. They're still going to exist, but there's going to be less people throwing them at me, which is kind of nice. I don't know. What do you guys feel about that? That's obviously like the competitive takeaway. Everything else was also incredible news. It was just good to hear what they had to say about the event too.
It's not Forest Throw. It's Tarkin Town.
Don't.
If it was named Talkin Town, it wouldn't be an issue.
Yeah. They can't get rid of us yet.
I'm fine with force throw. I've kind of come around to being like,
After
whatever,
this last week, I'm more fine with it.
Steven's
honestly
just
the
eating
Tarkin
good
Town.
over there.
I was like, I was very confident it was not getting the ban. Like, force throw in a vacuum has a lot of room to be played poorly or played well. The big issue with it was just making it always good with Kiati or having 2. I think those are the 2 scenarios that feel oppressive, and outside of those 2 scenarios, it really does not warrant a ban. And
No, I agree with that. Yeah, and the Kiati piece is just because it enables you to force throw yourself, really.
yes,
Yeah.
You know, not just like, not drawing into it or something. Yeah, no, I completely agree with
I mean,
that.
I think it's both, because I think it enables both the being able to force throw yourself as well as having double
That's
win.
fair. That's fair. Yeah,
It literally
but
plays into both the most frustrating scenarios playing against.
that's fair. Yeah, I think it definitely enables the force throwing yourself more though, because I mean, drawing 2 cards, yeah, obviously you get to see more of your deck, and you can maybe have a second one,
Yeah.
but I think Kiati it just removes the penalty.
I am very happy to see that the game, like, you know, obviously the statistics for what Han 2 was at the Galactics was pretty, you know, pretty about
Banana
what.
sandwich. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It was like at that mark that everyone's like, if this is the problem, and it does, you know, 6 to 10 or 6 to like 5 to 6 out of the top 8, then yeah, maybe we could be in consideration for this. Force throw being still the, you know, the enemy of the state here, in my opinion, but he came out to be that the meta is solving its way around him, including force throw decks to counter him, but also not only just force throw decks, which is really nice. So I think yes,
And
they made
just
the correct decision. Go ahead.
sorry, I was going to just say as a quick reminder, Han was 21% of the day 1
Jeez.
in Galactics. And that's blue and green, but Han 2 was 21%.
The casual 20% out of what? 18 times almost 100 liters, 90 liters after the suspended ones.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and out of 2,000 people, so it's totally fine.
Yeah, totally fine.
And then, and then he was 23.1% just for blue alone on day 2. If we combine them together, I'm just looking at SWU Competitive Hub right now. They have the statistic here. If we combine it together, it was 26.8% for Han 2 and going into day 2.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that makes sense to me.
I bet he's drastic. Like if you compared smaller ratios, he's just fallen off like a cliff, which is
Yeah, I think so.
good to see.
Yeah.
I mean that could kind of lead us into what we were going to talk about next, about what did the stats say, because I mean at the end of the day we're in the middle, or the very beginning I should say, of the PQ season. Has anything kind of popped out to you, Michael, about like what has been an outlier that we should be kind of aware of or prepped into for, you know, as the weeks come?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, actually, I think I already said it earlier, but it really is Boba Data Vault that are like the I think kind of the ones that are seeing the highest trend upward. But then you have all just this whole ridiculous space meta going on, like like with the Luke 4 data vault, the Poe ECL, the Vader 4, which is trending down actually, but still, there, right?
He'll have
Well,
his time.
the conversion is trending down, right? The play rate's up.
Let's look here. So
I'd be impressed if
If-
Vader. I'm
if
assuming
Vader-
Vader.
the
Vader will
meta
make a comeback.
share is down. The meta share is down from last week
Oh, really?
for Vader 4 Cunning, yes.
Okay.
Just
'cause when
from
I look at
last
the
week.
meta. Oh, this is from 720. Ah, it defaulted. My bad.
Oh yeah,
I'm looking
that's
at,
a bug that
I'm
I'm in the
looking.
process of
I'm
fixing.
like, I'm
Yeah.
not looking at this week. Whoopsie
The,
Yeah,
daisy.
the
Go
Vader
to the
4
latest.
Cunning will
Yeah, I
make
don't know.
a
Yeah, okay.
resurgence.
I thought it would go to
Yeah.
the latest one by default.
Yeah,
And-
it should. That's a bug I'm working on. Don't worry
I think
about it.
as
It's going to make the biggest resurgence they'll make is when Bombing Run gets out of the side. Because they're going to have to be dealing with other things besides Vader 4. Somebody's going to come through and smoke out of Vader 4 through a win.
I also think that it towels and once as that goes down as well.
Yeah.
Vader 4 will come
What's
back.
funny is Talkin's up for
So-
the week.
Yeah, meta share wise, Talzin's up, but like
That's crazy.
win rate, it's just horrific.
Was it people that just
It's
weren't
all,
good?
All categories are up
Towson
this
didn't
week,
practice
right?
enough?
The win rate, the conversion, and the meta share for 8-3, right?
810.
Oh,
Click
no,
on
I need to look at
latest
the
meta
latest.
snapshot.
Dang
latest.
it!
You're almost there, buddy.
Struggling
You're almost there.
Oh my
No.
goodness! I swear I work with computers for a living.
Yeah. No, so she's 10% actually, 10% meta share, which is actually way more than we were saying earlier. But her win
Yeah.
rate is 45.5%, which is really bad.
Well, that's
Let's
probably
go down
the
to
the Galactic. Like everybody wants to play or at least
Yeah.
if you were to just jump into the game and be like, what's the best deck? Well, this won the biggest event, so I'm gonna play that. So
That would make sense to me. Full transparency, I've never played Talzin's. I don't have any clue how difficult she is to play. She looks hard, like she looks like a difficult deck to pilot, to me, but I really don't have a clue. So I don't know why she has such a low win rate compared to.
I had it as a trilogy deck as well as my Kazuda, and I hated it. So I made Django.
I hate that more.
Oh yeah, me too. But on a less punch Erik in the face note, its conversion was also terrible.
Man, yeah, that's
I got one
crazy.
for you.
Oh, okay.
One deck, one archetype had a 100% conversion rate this weekend.
Oh no, hold on.
Hold on, I
One-
don't even see this one.
Wow, he's
100% conversion rate.
Kazuda Security Complex.
No, Sabine Tarkin down,
Yep, Sabine
and
Tarkin
it
Town.
won.
It won. Yep.
I forgot about that. That's pretty crazy. I think
Yep.
that's the same
Wow.
guy who's played that at previous PQs.
I would be surprised.
I think we have a local here that is a Chicago native. I think he goes there quite often. That knows the guy, but
Oh really?
yeah, I think it's John. And he was mentioning just I think he's been on that deck now since set 1, maybe. Yeah,
Hey,
something
it
something.
goes to show you
Reps,
Yeah.
they go far.
Yeah, reps, especially in this game, which is
Yep.
more than I've said this a million times, I know, but it really feels like reps in this game mean more than in other games.
Yeah, which is really nice. It's very rewarding. But I also don't have the attention span for that most of the time. So that's my problem. One day I'll sit down and think about a deck more. But today is not that day. Anybody in the chat have any questions that we can keep going? I mean, the four of us could probably talk for the next year if I just felt like it, but we just want to make sure I don't know what I'm saying. Erik, I showed you the thumbnail, right, that I made for this already?
Oh, nobody's been no.
Okay, well,
yes,
it's
you
in
did,
the
you
chat.
did, you
Yes, I could
He
use that
panicked
one.
there. I'll be honest, I could tell. He
I
panicked.
didn't know which picture you were using here.
I can use that one, or I can use the picture I took, of you at the table. But
yeah, no, that's why I panicked.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
Both
that
are okay.
one
Both
seems
are
way
okay.
funnier.
Okay.
That one seems so much funnier, though.
Oh, that video of him. The
Oh,
Matrix is breaking.
yeah,
Oh no,
that
when
was
Mac found out I had POUNCE.
yeah.
This is
Here's the story to that photo, because I mean you were obviously there. We sat down, everybody got, what did you get? You didn't get a turn in, but you were deciding mulligans and placing your resources. And then you were like,
correct.
do you want to look at the deck list? Because we're in the finals. And the judges all around us were like, oh yeah, we should definitely let them look at their deck list real quick before they start this game. Everyone's just like, oh, yeah.
I wanted to know certain info, and it ended up helping Mac more.
Yeah, that's fair. You know what? There's a weird scenario of like, what happens if they just let you play game one without the deck list sharing? You know, like what? What do the judges do there?
Oops.
Oops.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, oopsies. Our bad. Run it back.
Yeah. Oh. Will you be playing more Kazuda in your near future, Eric?
Near future.
Or your extended future. I
No.
mean, really, up to you.
Honestly, if we go into a Han 2 meta again, like Steven's guessing, yes. You sub it, you put the contracted hunters in the sideboard from the side in, and Yaddle's worthless, Audie's worthless, Grogu on turn 1 is worthless because I just get to kill it turn 2.
Fair.
So yeah, I mean it depends the meta.
Okay. It was a call all along. I think Security Complex was probably the most backbreaking part of what you built. So next to that, the amount of pumps and yeah.
Shield on a Falcon, resource 4, you're swinging for 10, or into Lucy, I swung that Falcon for 13, not actioning in a Han action. On turn 2 or 3.
What the
That
heck?
sounds like Han Green.
Gross.
But you have a hand.
That was into a Poe ECL swinging for 13. Felt good.
All right.
If someone was struggling to play what to play greatly, dislikes villainy, what would each of us recommend?
I'll go first with this. I think I have a good one. I think.
Yeah, do it.
I think I know what you're going to say.
I'm going to say Sabine ECL. And the reason being with that is because it teaches the ability to... Well, Steven's shaking his head. Okay, hold on.
No,
Hear
I was
me
just
out.
wrong on what you would guess.
Oh, okay. I think Sabine ECL because it teaches you how important actions are through each round. It teaches you when to claim so that you can make sure you attack to get the most amount of damage. When using Sabine's ping is good for you compared to being bad for your opponent, and it just makes you aware of your opponent's outs because you're playing you're the oppressor deck. So it makes your opponent be the responsive deck, and you get to learn in the game like how many responses your opponent can have. At least that's how I view that style of deck. But I'll let someone else.
The thing that I was gonna say, and Adam's now gonna hit himself in the head. Like, why didn't I say this? I thought he was gonna say Poe ECL.
Fair.
Same deck.
And so for hero, I think number one, at least for me, it'd be Quinlan, but obviously that's going to be a much more difficult deck to play. So unless you really want to put a lot of time into that to kind of understand how the lines go and the matchups go, because I think it will vary a lot more matchup to matchup, then go for that. But otherwise, I think Poe ECL is definitely one that'd be good. It has a lot of similarities to Sabine, and it's not Sabine. So you can still run into those individuals that just don't quite know how to deal with the lines in the deck, but it still gives you opportunity to make a lot of decisions on how to play out the game with, okay, am I flipping my leader early for the extra chip damage, or do I need to go wider, or this and that, and then you have access to ECL record to close out games. So that's kind of the one that I think of right away.
I might agree with
Yeah, you
Dan
wanna go?
here. Yeah, I might agree with Dan here on the Ray Data Vault. They got a lot of tools this last set that aren't requiring the Force. Kellerin not requiring the Force to use his action. We even talked about this on the car ride up to over to Ankeny. Why is Kellerin a 7/7 for 7 while Luke's a 6/7? And you don't have to use the Force to use his action. It's a good
'Cause
card.
Well, Luke also
Luke deletes
typically
a
kills a
thing.
thing.
Yeah,
Luke
and
kills
has
a thing,
restore
but-
3.
But
Yeah.
Kellerin gets another thing.
I'd
Well,
rather
yeah,
delete
so
a thing.
Luke.
Hmm.
I mean, Luke, you lose 1 attack, but you get restore through 8 and kill a thing. While Kellerin is like, I'm just slightly bigger, and then I get
But the
on
even
curve
better
at
part
least,
is
a weaker
Ray
thing.
Data Vault gets to run both.
True.
Yeah,
True. Okay. The
That's
only
very
reason
fair.
I say stay as far away from Ray Data Vault as possible right now is because of the resurgence of Palp Colossus and Iden Data Vault. And I think as soon as I mention that, Daniel will be like, never mind, I changed my mind. I changed my mind, never again.
That's a really good valid point. Having been in that mirror matchup, I also would say that's such a just disheartening,
Yeah.
just
Villainy will
shoot
always
you in
have
the
that
face
that
situation.
ability to go
If you
taller.
if you literally sit down against another Data Vault deck, like, again, I hate to encourage you to do this, but win game 1 and just take all your time in game 2 that you can. That's how
Or
you should approach
concede
that
and
matchup.
just don't
Yeah,
go
you
into
could
the
do that.
time. Like, just
Yeah.
concede and don't go into the tie bracket. So my answer to this question is I'm gonna go with one. I think POUCL. I was also kind of on that train, and Luke 4. DV I think is another good one, but I would actually go Anakin. The reason
Well, there's
why
that
I think
too.
Anakin is because I think Anakin is, if built right, he can deal with a lot of these space decks that are not go wide space decks. The go wide space decks
Yeah.
he has a lot of more trouble with, but the not go wide space decks he can deal with pretty well. And in my opinion, I'm not sure if everybody will agree with me, but in my opinion, he does all the broken stuff that Han 2 does in many ways, but he really teaches you like trading and the importance of unit-based board control. And I think that's
And
like a
initiative.
really big, and initiative. It's a really big deal. He's like the quintessential, like, I mean, I say that loosely because there's a lot, but he's such a mid-range
Jedi,
leader,
Starfighter,
you know?
and Anakin is a huge answer into space. Getting to swing
Yeah,
at turn 2
exactly.
for 4,
Very true.
and it has 4 health.
Anakin's
It
very
lives.
flexible.
Could
Yeah.
also
He's
could
very
also
flexible. But he's very mid range. You have to know how to play mid range. You have to know how to when to turn the corner. Do you want to win with Anakin? Do you want to win another way? Like, what are your win conditions? That's super critical in the deck.
what's
It's very.
nice
I think it's difficult to pilot, but
what's nice about I'm sorry, I'm not trying to cut you off. What's nice
no, you're
about
good.
what's nice about him is honestly right now he's probably more flexible in other colors as well. We just don't see it nearly as often.
I would completely agree with that. I think
Honestly,
Data Vault with him is
A
actually very
Data
good.
Vault could be really cool too.
he can do
Yeah.
Once again,
ECL, he can
board-
do Data Vault, he can do Colossus, he can do Force
Yeah.
bases. That's just the benefit of being Red Hero at the moment, which we
so
all
basically
almost all
everybody just
suggested.
said is red deck, except for maybe me. Now I think I was proven wrong. I think all of
Yeah, we all
you
Yeah.
said
say
some
red
form of
hero.
red deck.
Yeah.
So
just to touch
But-
on Larson's comment, if Luke Data Vault is semi-popular, wouldn't Anakin be bad? And I don't know that I agree with that. Maybe you can pull up some statistics that tell me otherwise, but I
Let's
don't
find
feel
out.
like Luke Data Vault would be a bad matchup for Anakin because
I
if
don't
you
think
go,
so either.
because again, I'm assuming that you're at least playing a 30 health. Well, I guess you're probably playing a 28 health base. So, because I think you have access
I'm not
to
sure on that, but
restore. I think you have access to restore in a certain sense, and if they're just lane dodging you and going to base, then your like you both flip on the same turn. If your Anakin hits for 9, or well, how much can it at maximum hit for? So it would be hitting for 9. So 9 is the max it could hit for. If it could hit for 8 or 9, I mean, in my opinion,
With
you could
Overwhelm.
almost with Overwhelm, you
with
could
Overwhelm.
almost race them. And this is also under the assumption that it's like, okay, well, maybe you start with Yaddle to restore. They probably so you get healing off of that, then you can play into, I don't know, another Jedi unit or then into Itinerant Warrior and use the Force. So it's like you've got the restore options and you can just keep shipping them. Obviously, it's a very particular line probably, but at least theoretically, I don't see it as that bad of a matchup.
Guys, I need to borrow some pose. I think I'm
I
going
would
to go
agree.
pick up an Anakin Green. Who's got some pose?
I was
Not
just
I.
thinking. I was just thinking Anakin Tarkin
I have an
Town.
entire playset of pose that
Oh.
I am.
Oh,
more
you're
than
double
willing to
redding it
sell.
over there.
Yeah, my spirit
Has
animal.
Vizsla,
I'm with you,
over there?
Steven. I think it's fine into Luke DB. I think it's more than fine, and I also don't think you have to play Force with Anakin. I know that's probably not everybody else's opinion, but I don't think you need to play Force. I think you can play 30 just fine.
I think there's so many other on attack units that are great that you don't need to play them in Force. You don't need those when played Force cards.
I'm pulling up SWU meta stats because I actually want to see how the matchups look.
I just looked. There's not enough data between the two.
I was gonna say that's probably a pretty small sample if it was.
Yeah, it's
I
just
was
a small
hoping.
sample size.
Sam, if you're still in
if
here,
we're to
we may be
compare
buying
it to,
3 more
like, are there
pose
any other
because we're both
space
going to run
decks
the
you can compare
stack.
it to? Because Anakin has a win is good against Boba Data Vault, so that's a space deck.
Poe?
It's got what?
Poe? Is
does-
Poe there?
I don't see Poe.
So your suggestions?
It's about 50-50 into Vader 4. Those are really the main space decks that I see.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, no, like Boba Fett Data Vault is like its best matchup.
So we actually, if we look at if we look at 30, we actually have some information.
Oh,
Oh
that's
no, not really.
really.
Never mind. Okay, moving on.
I think all of those leaders are fun though.
But like even against Boba Fett, like yellow, which I think is a much better indication of how it would play than Vader yellow, right? Like it's 20 wins, 7 losses into Boba yellow. So like I feel
Probably
like it's a
because it
really
flips and
good.
2-shots them, right?
Yeah, probably. So you got that as an option. Again, the Boba Data Vault is good. Not nearly as good as the Force one, but it's fine. What else here? It's like got a relatively 50-50 matchup against Vader 4. So yeah, I mean, I don't foresee that being bad, or if anything, it's a very 50-50 matchup, which I think is fine.
Pick Larson's next PQ deck.
Sure, buddy.
Kazuda Data Vault.
Tarkin Town.
Oh, Ray Tarkin Town.
We're gonna Kazuda Data Vault this.
That feels like a
me
good
and
wrap-up
Devontae.
moment, doesn't it? We just
Yeah.
Or Devontae, sorry.
By official rules, and was clarified, playing Kazuda Force deck, you can turn off Leia. She will ready in the space. You can then use the Force to move her to the ground, and she'll be swinging for 7.
Yep. That is true.
Let's roll. Such a bad deck. Such a bad deck. Don't play it.
Oh man, I am excited to see what comes out this weekend though. Like I'm ready to pull up like 3 streams and just sit there and stare at my monitors and be like, this I get to relax and watch rather than like play. But
I wish there was PQs this weekend because I feel like this is like the one of the weekends that I have between now and October that I'm free.
Isn't there some? There's not any?
Not
Well,
no,
not nearby.
Not within a
Oh yeah,
reasonable
yeah.
drive.
Okay, yeah. Something I can still watch.
Yeah.
I had. Oh yeah. All right. Yeah, we are kind of nearing the end of the episode, but some of the things we are going to have coming out just over on the channel. Larson and I both we opened up a pre-release kit, but we did just a standard 6-pack sealed. We're going to both open one, build our decks, publish those 2 videos, and then we'll play each other and record that as well. I've got a spicy Cal deck coming at him, and I can't remember what leader he has. I know he's here in the chat, but it can be interchangeable because that's how this format works, and I'm excited to play it. So then we also have a Life Puck review that I did. If you didn't all see my short with the lizard, I hope you enjoyed it. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, hopefully we'll have some more coming down the line. I know, Michael, we wanted to get Laura on either next week, I'm assuming she's free and available. So. Okay. I know that was going to be this week. I know there were some scheduling complications, but it'll be nice to have. That means we'll have gotten basically everybody within the OA content team stuff kind of at least on once, and a chance to talk here live. Erik loves the lizard. Everybody loves the lizard, man. Yeah. Did you guys have anything you want to say before we close out this episode?
Not really. I'm psyched.
No. Nobody else go play Gazuda. I don't want to see it myself.
I hope you get pounced on, okay? Long live Force Throw. Wow, these are the worst things. Somehow, and we ended just as we started. An absolute train wreck.
Go play Blue-Green Villain Data Vault.
Go play
Blue-Green Villain Data Vault.
Cycle of life and death continues.
They will live. Or no, we will live. They will die. That's how it goes. There we go. All right. We'll wrap this one up. Fun? What did you say, Erik? One more?
I was going to say, you go have some fun, Adam. Steven and I will go play some other things, and I'm going to go build my decks for next month.
That's fair. Oh, no. Sam, Larson did make some. So no. I need him to send a picture of them. We'll send them in the Discord so everyone can see them, hopefully. But yeah, we will see you all in the next one. So, bye.